So, how's it going? This is probably one of the latest times I've ever come live on here, but do you want to see faster progress? Here are some tips for you, some things that have helped me get on the leaderboards, get out of my head, because that was the biggest struggle and still can be my biggest struggle is that I get stuck in my own head, right? Um, and start to see results, right? Because that's what we all want, no matter what we're doing. You want to see results, you want to see something happen, you want to see progress. And a lot of times I feel like we get so set on the bigger picture that we want that we forget to celebrate the small things. So I've got some tips for you that have helped me, and maybe they'll help you too. So if you're new on here, welcome. If you're a returning visitor, it's good to see you. My name is Brooke Oaks from Brooke Oaks. Oh, goodness gracious. Did it again. I'm so used to. So, okay. I've been trying to transition from my previous last name to my current last name. So, brookeoaks.com, yes, is still valid. It's still open. I think it's open until um, March, but it's being replaced by Brooke DeSantis. So it'll be brookedesantis.org. Both are currently valid, but brookedesantis.org is going to replace brookeoaks.com come March. So it's a little ways away, but either way, you can find tips, tools, and resources to help you build your business on social media. And you can find them either on brookeoaks.com or brookedesantis.org or brookedesantis.org. So let's dive in. If you are someone who wants to see progress, maybe you just started something new, maybe you've had an idea that you want to do something, not sure where you want to go, you've been stuck, whatever it is, if you want to see progress, there are a few things that you need to do. And if you stick to the end, I actually have a freebie offer for you to help you out. So progress. One of the biggest, and I kind of touched on this in the beginning, one of the biggest things that I've seen happen, and I know it's happened with me, is you get wrapped up in your head. Let me know. Are you someone that gets stuck in your head? Are you someone who fixates and wants things to be perfect? Or are you someone who kind of dives in? Because I was not the dive in person until I had some practice on doing that. It took me some time to figure out how to be that person to say, okay, now I'm going to do it. There's actually a really good book by Mel Robbins. Basically, you count down from 5, and I believe it's called the 5-second rule. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, and just do it. And if you overthink things, a lot of times you won't do anything, right? So think about this, right? I'm asking you to think, even though I'm telling you not to think. Okay, let's backtrack a little bit there. But anyway, so you want to make progress in something, you're overthinking it, you want it to be perfect, you want everything to work in a certain way. But the thing is, everyone is going to have things work differently for them. So if you're expecting something to work for you the way it worked for someone else, it probably won't happen, right? Some people do better with certain strategies and methods than other people. So you have to learn what works for you. And I think that's why Mel Robbins' book, The 5-Second Rule, where you count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I think that's why it's so effective for me personally, because it helped me get out of my head. It helped me break that pattern, right? We get stuck in these patterns. We get stuck with what we're comfortable with. And comfortable isn't always good. Comfortable can actually create worse things for you. Comfortable leaves you stuck where you are. Now, if you're okay with where you're at, that's no big deal, right? You just kind of stick with it. You run and you go and you're fine. But if you want to see something better, if you want to do better, be better, you have to figure out how to break the pattern and get out of where you currently are. Because if you keep doing the same thing that you've been doing forever, you're going to get the same results. You want better results, you need to be better, you need to do better. So think about yourself and how you implement something, right? If you're building a business on social media, what are the actions you've been taking? Are you seeing progress? If not, what can you do to change? What can you do that's different? Learning to pivot and move can save you a lot of frustration, right? And help you move things faster. Because if you want faster progress, you can't do the same thing that you've been doing. It just doesn't happen. But if you kind of try different things, tweak different things, hey, Kevy, how are you? You can kind of look at what you're doing and figure out something that works better for you, right? Some people love to chart everything out. I do really well. Personally, I do well. And maybe you're like this too, of writing things down and checking them off. So if you're someone that's like that, let me know, because that's how I am. I like to have check boxes. Some people like to type it into a sheet. I tried that, did not work for me, but I know people that are amazing at it. Some people just like to run and do just fine like that. But for me personally, writing things down and being able to track what I'm doing gives better progress, right? It helps you kind of see where you're going, see what you're doing. One of my favorite things that I have done since starting my business on social media is journaling. I journal the things that worked, the things that didn't work, and what I want to see happen. And sometimes I fall behind. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I forget, or I made time for something else instead of journaling. And I'll realize that when I don't journal is when I kind of take a step back and I lose a little bit of momentum, because I'm not focusing on kind of gauging what happened, where things went, and what I was doing. You see progress, and how fast you see it is based on you. It's based on what you're doing. And one of my things that I learned real fast is that you can always learn from other people's mistakes, right? People have done things before you, people have gone and done things that you've maybe not thought of, or maybe that you wondered if it would work, but you didn't really try it, right? But reaching out to people who are doing what you want to be able to do and finding out the mistakes they made and how they got through it, right? You can use their lessons. You don't have to relearn everything. You can learn from other people. There's this community that I'm with, and we've got what they call the Level 1 workshop. It's coming up shortly. Not this weekend, but next weekend. And this will be the second time that I've done it. I did it once. I think it was like a year ago I did it, and now I'm doing it again. And basically, you get to learn from other people's mistakes, right? They line up everything that we're going to work on and the progress that we want to see and the things that we want to do. And we're learning from other people's mistakes. You can find ways to do that. You can find books, you can find videos, you can find all sorts of stuff. But if you want to see something happen faster, you have to be willing to listen and do what you're told. Maybe it doesn't work for you. You won't know until you try, right? You won't know until you actually go and do it. And consistency really makes a difference. How consistent are you going to be? What are you going to do? Are you going to do it every day? Are you going to do it twice a day? Maybe once a week? Is that enough consistency if you want something to happen faster? So if you want faster progress, you got to look at how often you're doing something, right? Sometimes you need to do something a little bit more. Sometimes you just need to do it in a different way. It kind of depends on what it is. But one of the things that has always worked for me, like I said, is the writing it down. Did it work? Did it not work? What can I do different? So maybe try that journaling, see how that works for you. And like I said at the beginning, I have a freebie to help you out. So if you are someone who's kind of struggling with the actions to take to grow your business on social media, you're like, this is what I'm doing, but I'm not seeing the success that I want. I'm not seeing the fast progress that I want. I actually have a PDF cheat sheet that I can get to you. So let me know. I can send that to you. I may leave it, depending on which I'm live on multiple platforms. I might leave it in the comments on probably Facebook and maybe on YouTube. I don't think on Instagram. Instagram, you'll probably have to message me. But so, what actions are you doing? What can you do differently? And like I said, if you want that plan, let me know. I can get that to you. What's really cool about the plan that I use is it's meant for busy people, because I started, if you don't know my story, I started building my business on social media when I was working like over 12-hour days. I had a 12-hour day job. And then I was training rescue horses outside of that. And so that's a lot of hours, right? How do you get something going when it's like you're always working constantly? But here's the thing, even the most successful people, the busiest people you would think, they still have the same 24 hours in a day. So obviously there's a way for you to do it too. You just have to want it bad enough. So do you want to have better progress? Do you want faster progress? Or are you okay with where you're at? And there's nothing wrong with that either. So I hope this helps. And if you want that planner, let me know. And I hope you have a great night.